again by him. As for thee and your kind, thou shalt have no resurrection to life and no hope. Kill him. As for thee and your kind, thou shalt have no resurrection to life and no hope.
Alright, Shalom. First from all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahusha, Ba'ashem, Kakodas. Nobody pause that said Millstone. Citation out, person was safe, true chatting. And we just been getting to this lesson on basically the video just seen. So we can read this. The second Maccabees 7:1. It came to pass also that the 7 brethren with their mother were taken and compelled by the king against the law to taste swine flesh and were tormented with scourges and whips. It says, look. It says, but one of them that spake first said thus, what wouldest thou ask to learn of us? We are ready to die rather than transgress the law of our fathers. It says, then the king, being enraged, commanded pans and cauldrons to be made hot. Salakia. For with all, it says, for with being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of that. Salakia. I'm gonna read it over. The second Maccabees 7:4, which for with being heated, he commanded to cut out the tongue of him that spake first, to cut off the uttermost part of his body, and the rest of his brethren, his mother, looking on. So they cut him up, they killed him. Now when he was thus maimed, in all his members, he commanded him to being yet alive to be brought to the fire, and to be fried in a pan that has, as the vapor of a pan was for a good space. The spirit they exalted one another with the mothers and died manfully, saying thus, Yahweh, thy power, looketh upon us, and the truth hath comforted in us. As Moses in his song, which witnessed to their face, declare, saying, and he shall be comforted in his servants. So when the first was dead after his number, they brought forth the second to make him a mocking stock, and when they may have put off the skin of his head with the hair, they asked him, wilt thou eat? Therefore thou be punished thereof through all every member of thy body. It says, but he answered, I'm going to read verse 6. Yahweh, thy power looketh upon us, in truth have comforted us, as Moses and his son, which witnessed to their faces, declare, saying, and he shall be comforted in his servants. So when the first was dead after this number, they brought the second to make him a mocking stock, and when they had pulled off the skin of his head with the hair, they asked him, wilt thou eat therefore before thou be punished throughout every member of thy body? He answered in his own language and said no, which is la'ah. The Hebrew word for no is la'ah. It says, wherefore he also received the next torment in order as the former did. And when he was at the last gasp, he said, thou, like a fairy, takest us out of this present life. But the King of the world shall raise up, who have died for his laws unto everlasting life. After him was the third made a mocking stock, and when he was required, he put on his tongue, and right soon it says Salaki. After him there was the third made a mocking stock, and when he was required, he put out his tongue, and thou right soon holding forth his hands manfully. It says, and said courageously, these I had from heaven, and for the law I despised them. From him I hope to receive them again. It says, and so much, so like, and for this his law I despise them, and from him I hope to receive them again. And so much that the king and they that were with him marveled at the younger man's courage, for that he nothing regarded the pains. Now this man was dead also, they tormented and mangled the fourth in like manner. So when he was ready to die, he said thus, It is good being put to death by men, to look for hope from Yahweh, to be raised up again by him. As for thee, it says, thou shalt have no resurrection of life. And like in the video, this video, it said that you're going to have no resurrection of life.
Thou shalt.
But basically, I was gonna say, just for a little comfort, if you have to go through a certain trial, all right. First, the Lord won't give you too much that you can't handle, and also if you're going through a certain thing, just know that that's because the Lord loves you and just chastising you. So just go through whatever you gotta go through, and then just get past, and then you gonna have a better life than this anyway.
It says, like, verse 14 and 13. When this man was dead also, they tormented and mangled the fourth in this manner. So he was ready to die. He said thus, it is good. I'm at verse 15. It says, afterward, they brought the fifth also and mangled him. Then he looked unto the king, and said, thou hast power over men, thou art corruptible, thou doest what thou wilt, yet think not that our nation is forsaken of Yahweh, but abide a while, and behold his great power. Now he will torment thee and thy seed. And that's how I want to get in. So with that, we give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Salaki. Ba'ashem, Makakodash, the boss of the apostle of the Minister, such as the occupants was of true charity. Shalom, and abide by